film.
We have such sights to show you.
Welcome back to the TDMMVI, a horror podcast. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm J.R. Lees.
And I hesitated because I forgot my name for a second. And today we are talking about, I'm so excited to be talking about, well, just not just today, but this whole month we're going to be talking about Stephen King's It. The whole franchise just kind of cut into bits. Today we're going to be talking about the 1990s miniseries. And also probably just talk about a little bit how, we came to find this franchise in our lives and things. I don't know about you, but, well, actually, I do know about you. Well, actually, I don't know about you. I don't know when...
So you covered all the bases. You do or do not know about me.
So, I know something I may not. But for me, personally, I don't remember a time that I wasn't terrified of it.
Okay. It or clowns?
It in general.
Okay.
I think if my fear of clowns is from it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. That's fascinating. Okay.
Yeah. What about you? When did you kind of stumble upon?
I had a cousin. I still have a cousin. He had the hardback in his room, and it was just a big bound where it has the shot of like the gutter, and then these reptilian claws coming out. This little book was this is before the miniseries came out, and it was like what? And my first thought was that's a big frickin' book, And I knew Stephen King, and I knew him from like Cujo. I think I'd read Pet Sematary at that point, but just the size of the book on his shelf was like, oh, I can't even read that. So, but I didn't know about it. I didn't know about a clown until 90 when the series was coming out. The commercials kind of spoiled that.
Okay.
So I'm old. So I was there when it was first on ABC.
Right.
And I didn't watch it when it was first on ABC. I watched it. I rented it a couple years later. I didn't see it right away because I didn't want to watch the movie before reading the book. Mm-hmm. I said it's a monster book, and I read very slow. So I knew of Pennywise from the commercials.
Yeah, I knew about him because my mom was a huge Stephen King fan. Is a huge Stephen King fan. I was just hanging out with her last night for Christmas, and we were talking about it. And I don't remember a time that I wasn't afraid of this clown. I remember, I feel like some of my earliest memories is like being terrified of the of Georgie's portrait winking. And the blood coming out of it and all that, and something about the photography in this miniseries really irked me as a child. Like, scared me when Pennywise starts moving, and or there's just that carnival picture they're looking at, and it all starts moving, and then Pennywise jumps up, and all of that was just so scarring for me. I was terrified as a child to the point where even now, watching it as an adult, I'm like, why do I still feel like a little unsafe watching this? You know what I mean? It's very strange how it kind of, those feelings kind of linger.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we could talk about, for those who don't know, which I can't imagine there are very many who don't know about.
Yeah, after the 2017 one made all the money. I think everyone probably knows, but yeah.
It's a story about a group of kids who are, being terrorized by an entity that can turn into their biggest fears, seemingly because it likes to eat scared children. Like, in particular, the more afraid you are, the better you taste, and these kids deal with this threat as children, and then they have to come back 27 years later to kind of finish the job. Mm-hmm. And it's just such a great story. It's been told a number of different times now, and every time it's super fun and super, I don't know. It's kind of a magical story because it has the child aspect of it and the adult aspect of it. So you really get those two perspectives. Mm-hmm. I just recently watched Welcome to Derry, which we'll be talking about in 3 episodes from now, which is going to kill me to wait that long. But what was cool while watching that, I was like, oh, I just kind of realized that because that show is split between the kids' perspectives and then there's also adults' perspective. It's like, oh, half of these characters are in their second movie right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. And I like that cyclical version, like the way that it, you know, there's always a clown in kids, and then there's like adults that are kind of dealing with like the remembering having to deal with it as kids and stuff. And yeah, and it's all set in the town of Derry, which is almost in itself its own character. And this depiction in the 1990 version, I feel like it's probably the weakest like version of just like what Derry is. It doesn't feel like a lot of the themes that come in the book and in the later movies are there. I mean, it's there. It's hinted at. If you're like familiar with the stuff, you can kind of read into some things. But really,
1990, it was on ABC, Standards and Practices. You couldn't go as dark thematically as the movie could. It's like there's little bits of like, oh hey, certain characters like to avoid triggers back then, they would just whitewash the whole thing, but they were still trying to hint at it.
Sure. Yeah.
And then like the town being kind of creepy. It's not as, it's weird because I loved this miniseries when I finally did see it back, you know, like in high school. And I mean, I have a tattoo of the Tim Curry Pennywise. As I paused because of the video lag, and love this forever. And it's one of those ones where I've seen this. It was one of those VHS I bought a single cassette, and then I didn't like because I had to buy the double cassette, so it actually had a little bit of quality to the tapes. Loved it. Then when I watched the 2017 version, I was kind of like, oh well, this is better. This is more polished. But now I go back and I kind of watch them both. Not that one's better. I'm not trying to be political here, but there's little bits of both. Like they haven't made the perfect it yet.
Sure. I don't think that's possible.
Well, the next episodes I have theories, what I want to see, but this one was just such a, I have a poster downstairs that is like the horror legends of 80s and 90s. You know, you have Freddy and Michael Myers, you have Jaws, you've got Jeepers Creepers for some dumb reason. But like a Jason Voorhees and you know, Pumpkinhead, and in there, and it's not to be gross, it's in the bathroom. So as I'm in there pondering life and the poster, and then you have Tim Curry's Pennywise, and I'm always looking, going, he's the only TV character because it's a TV miniseries. Everyone else had made a big impact or films or movies or like that had, you know, that could do R-rated stuff. This is, you know, they didn't even have ratings back then. It wasn't like TV PG. It was primetime TV. And he still has huge impact, and it's entirely Tim Curry.
Yeah.
If I had my druthers back in the day, it would be, can I go through and edit Tim? And I like Bill Skarsgård in the 2017. But if you could just take Tim Curry and then his footage and then put him in the new movies, you'd have the greatest thing ever made. Yeah. Because Tim Curry scares the crap out of me.
Yeah. He is.
And he's always scared the crap out of me, you know?
Yeah. I also love this miniseries. What I was saying earlier, like the town of Derry doesn't really stick out so much in this version. It's because the characters do so much, and especially Tim Curry. I mean, he carries, especially the second half. I feel like I'm being critical right off the top. I do really love this movie, especially the first half. I love all the stuff with the kids. I think the kid actors are really good. I think the adult actors are good too, but I think that the second half kind of lags a little bit, in my opinion, comparatively. But Tim Curry is still there, and he carries the show so well that I'm still having a great time, even in scenes where I'm like, oh, this is kind of, you know, not the best scene. Tim Curry is just incredible. What are we saying? You know, that hasn't been said a billion
the hot
times.
take, yeah.
Right.
When I say Tim Curry, what movie do you think?
Right off the gate,
top of your head.
Yeah, it's it for sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
good answer. That's one of those personality tests of how you gauge someone by their answer to what Tim Curry movie do you think of first? And it just depends where I'm at. Right now, it's obviously it.
Sure.
But then what's your scariest Tim Curry? And I'm like, they're always scary. Even like Clue. Yeah. He's scary in Clue when he gets mad. And then like, I mean,
Ferngully. He's terrifying as pollution.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like Annie, the one with Carol Burnett. He's scary. He's going to murder that child. And it's not, spoiler alert, he doesn't kill Annie. It's he doesn't.
It'd be a different movie.
But he it'd be bigger, it'd be more remembered today. He's going to, but then what's the Tom Cruise Legend as the devil, Home Alone 2, he's terrifying because he's the big, the big bad.
Oh yeah, I forget he was.
But it's like he should be in it more. I agree that I like the first half is stronger, but it's also Stephen King. Like in the book, also the book, and versus all the movie versions, it's you combine The Body, his Stand By Me, and his remembrance of the 50s, how he was growing up, and he makes the thread and how he felt as a kid and his best friends. It's when he's doing his best stuff is things like The Body, Stand By Me, when King's writing from the past and whatnot. And then going to the adult story about how you remember childhood. It's layered. It is fascinating how he remembers childhood and it comes across on the page. And I get that because I remember the book is much more staggered. Yeah. It's not just the kids half and then the adult half. It is shuffled together because it's the whole kid's story is like a flashback in the present. So it doesn't really work for me to have it be half kids and half the adults. In the miniseries does a pretty good job of going back and forth, but it does have to have the act. It's a 2-part miniseries. So it has to have the big act break at the beginning and the end of the first night. Okay, we're all caught up. Now we're going to have the adults show up and do their story. But it's just that first half with the kids, which is weird because when I was watching it younger, I didn't like the kid half as much because I don't know if I was younger or what it was, or I saw too much of myself in the kids and didn't like, or maybe because I was like 19 and they're all babies at 12,
Yeah.
And I wanted to see the adult part of it. That sounds wrong. But now it's entirely the first half. It's entirely the kids. It's Seth Green, Jonathan Brandis, all those guys. And it's like, just have those kids in the new version shuffled in with the. But then again, but also it's like I remember watching it, and Harry Anderson from Night because you recognize the adults. I mean, now you recognize the kids because you have Seth Green is everywhere, and then Jonathan Brandis is very sad. And the adult half was the guy from the Waltons, the guy from Night Court. I'm drawing a blank. The guy from Fade to Black, Dennis Christopher. But they were the movie stars, and it's still the kids though. The kids have a much, and they do the heavy lifting. They have to be afraid of the clown, and that had to have been a scary set to be on because Tim Curry hams it up to scare children. He's very good at that.
It's kind of interesting. You were talking about how it is like the book is a lot more staggered. It kind of jumps around a lot more. This the 1990s version is pretty much the first half is mostly the kids stuff, but through flashbacks of the adults, and then the second half is like all adult stuff. And I kind of find it interesting that the remake does kind of the opposite, where the first half of the remake is just the kids, like there's no allusion to the future at all, and then the second half is like them as adults, but then they also have the flashbacks to the kids and stuff. It's like they wanted to mix it at some point, but
I remember there's an interview with the remakes directors, the Andy Muschietti. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I always say just Muschietti, like it's a big nut. Yeah, and he was supposed to be. He wanted to make it like he has footage. He's promised us to make the film shuffle together. What it's supposed to be like. There's footage he hasn't released yet. They want to go back and kind of do like the Snyder cut. I'm not trying to make a joke, and have it be like a 6-hour with put together. And I'm like, because when they did the first movie, it wasn't greenlit for part 2. It was like, okay, here's the movie, here's the kids, here's the finale. If this doesn't do well, we're not doing part 2. So we can't have it be, because there's something else about that same time. It had promised sequels and never had them. It was one of the, was it Narnia? One of those?
Oh, maybe.
Somewhere they didn't get the final chapter in.
Okay.
So everyone's like, we're not gonna promise you 2 movies. We're gonna give you one. Give us an ending. But I mean, and when Derry did well, they came on. Okay, we have plans. We're greenlit for seasons 2 and 3 of Derry.
Yep.
Probably going to do a season, maybe even a chapter 3. And I'm like, well, hey, what about taking the 2 you have, put them together, give me the Snyder cut, I gotta stop saying that. Sounds stupid. And then like the 2 days later, they announced they want to do that. That's the plan. They can get the funding from Warner Brothers. They'll do that. I'm like, I'm tickled again because I've been waiting for that version forever. Because I want to have the scenes where it just, to me, it makes, that's the book, and that's what it makes sense, because it is, when it's just the adult half, it's missing something. It's missing. It should be a flashback. It should be happening in their life, and they're going down to the drain. To them, it happened 27 years ago, which is weird. In the miniseries, it's 30 years ago. One of the changes, and I'm like going, what? Because the audience couldn't understand. They needed to have a round number. I was like, I had to go, why would that be? But again, I don't want to, as you pointed out, I don't want to talk too much on our episode 2 and 3 and 4. But I mean, the miniseries. Okay. How do you feel about the transitions from the past to the present? I just found out recently, I was watching a documentary about it, where that was the actors, they put the child actor and the adult version together, and they would find ways to physicalize the who they are, whether they were like tug on an ear or look a certain way. And knowing that they worked on that together, I kind of like it. But when I was watching the film, I'm so annoyed when it's like, oh, we're going to transition. I'm going to rub my ear, or I'm going to bite my nails. Yeah. I'm just like, and there's a Seth Green when he's when Harry Anderson's on the toilet. Cleanest toilet ever, I hope. And then it goes to Seth Green sitting there listening to a story. And I'm like, oh, come on. You could have done just do a close up. You don't have to. We know who we're talking about here. We know their names, but yeah.
Yeah. I think that what again, I know this is not, it's hard to talk about this franchise in sections because it's all so related to each other. But that is another thing with the remake, is like they learned that they didn't need to do that. Like you can get that across just from performances. You don't need the kind of gimmick stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's a little distracting here with the transitions. Although I don't know, there was never a point. I don't know if it's just because I grew up and it's just burned into my brain. I've seen this movie a million times, but it's like I don't have any hard time believing that adult Beverly is the adult version of child Beverly.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
They all just kind of, it just all works really well. I don't know. I really love the just the connection between the adult version and the kid version in this version in particular. It feels very I don't know. I try to imagine like what it would be like casting for a movie like this back then, because I can't think of, like, there's not very many examples of like I can't think of another movie like this where it's like a big cast of characters and then the exact same cast of characters 27 years later, and it's almost like another movie. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool. It's like it's its own remake. Like it's they're casting characters twice. Yeah. And I feel like it would be so fun to kind of find those characters and I really wonder how well documented that process is. And from what I've read is they cast the adults first, going by who's available and who's, on who contracts and who are going by. And then they cast the younger versions. But I know they cast Jonathan Brandis. He might have been the first even before the adults, because he was hot off of just everything. I mean, he was, he's talented. Mm-hmm. Neverending Story 2 had been out. He was probably already a Tiger Beat actor, so he was a draw. But I know they had, the adults. I know Harry Anderson was coming up at Night, or it's probably still on Night Court. Might have been like on a hiatus kind of thing. And then they cast kids that could kind of work with them that would be believable. And I think the casting's great. I mean, all of them, just really do sell. Even ones that aren't experienced at acting. I think the kid playing Ben, the young John Ritter, was just amazing. Yeah. And like in one of those kind of parts where, and again, I do kind of bad. He's a fat kid. I'm like, he's not a fat kid. Right. I was a fat kid at best. He's husky. This guy, he's gonna be a wrestler. He's gonna win football games. And I feel kind of bad for the actor. You're like, oh, I'm like, that wasn't. I don't know. Emily Perkins was. I didn't even realize that was her until years later, that she's Ginger Snaps. Yep. Mm-hmm. So she had a whole career. This is just, and she's so believable when she's. Yeah. I mean, I'm uncomfortable the dad stuff in the bathroom and whatnot. That sounds terrible.
just the day in the apartment, separate thought, the torment in the bathroom with the sink.
Yeah.
And when she's afraid with the kids and she's going for just the look of terror on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like going, what did they do to that actress? Like we just killed your parents. Here, action, you know.
It's like Shelley Duvall in The Shining.
Oh, I would have. She'd be a great Wendy in The Shining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a quick another remake. I guess you get typecast as a TD movie of the week. Yeah, but I mean, I know Tim Reed, the adult Mike Hanlon. I knew him from like sitcom stuff. I mean, he's one of those kind of guys at WKRP in Cincinnati, where we watched we watched again the 90 the TV miniseries recently. And I'm just like, I didn't realize how good he was in this. How much he's heavy lifting. He's carrying the whole movie.
Yeah,
because the book, the later movies, but in the book it is Bill Denbrough's story. It starts up with his brother gets killed. Guilt because he just didn't want to go play with it. I know the book kind of plays it up, but he's not quite guilty. But like later versions have it be that he's Georgie, get out of here. You're annoying me. I want to watch dirty movies.
Yep.
This one I never thought that Richard Thomas was believable as the lead, and it's weird that an adult from the Waltons who's got years of cred is being outshined by the kid from Sequest before Sequest, of course. I'm trying to because I really love this. But to me it reminds me of. And I don't want to be because Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, did Halloween 3 and he did like Fright Night Part 2. He's a John Carpenter, acolyte. So he's been around like he's Michael Myers in the first Halloween. He's the guy breaking through the curtains because he's on set and he looked the best breaking through the blinds to get Jamie Lee with the hanger in the eye. So he's been around forever. But the miniseries, it kind of screams a little bit first draft of the story. It does, but it kind of reminds me of a really good. And I'm not trying to say this in a negative way because it's like the warming. If your kid does a school play and you love your kid and he's doing Our Town, I don't care who does it on Broadway. Your favorite version of Our Town is going to be the one your kid's in.
Sure.
So I kind of love the Tim Curry It because I love everyone in it, even though it does look like a set. Mm-hmm. And it's the costume and the cop down by the Barrens is the worst accent ever. And there's moments where you're going, oh, kids, get out of there. You don't want to go down to hell. And whatever it was. I'm like, oh, come on. And I wish they would have done main accents for the whole thing and just gone crazy with it.
Sure.
And there's bits, but then like, I just love it though. It's just one of those things where when I go to pop in it, and nothing against the later ones in Skarsgård, when I think it, my first thought is Tim Curry. It is pulling on your ear. It is the Dissolves. It's an Ed O'Toole. It's Tim Reed. It is the miniseries.
Yeah.
And it really shouldn't be because I mean they're a better even it's like in your heart of hearts. It's kind of like when we did our top favorites of 2025. I know that the 2017 it is better, but if I had to choose one to give away in the shelf, I'm keeping the 1991.
Yeah. I think I think they're pretty even in my brain for like how much for which one I like more. Because there's just both bring so much to the table. And a big portion of what the 90s version brings to the table is nostalgia for sure.
It's gotta be, yeah.
But it's still just like, I'm actually curious, someone who hasn't seen or someone who would be a fan of the 2017 remake and then the new show and stuff, but hasn't gone back and watched the original. I'm curious what they would think about it.
I wonder if it is like a Star Trek thing.
Where it's like the one that you...
Yeah, if it's like I know that the new Star Trek guys that are fans of like Discovery or Strange New World don't like the 60s series. Even going back to growing up, Next Generation fans will watch the movies, but they don't care much for the 60s show because it's history, and they'll of course with respect to it, but like they'll have a preference to the one that they grew up in the right age wise,
Yeah.
And like even the effects wise, and like the effects in the miniseries, they're kind of not shoddy, but they're like the spider, does not work
right.
And people will say that the spider in the book is supposed to be metaphoric, and they had to show something. And like, but then Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, said, I was off set. I'd finished the movie. The other people that finished it off, it was way too, when they color corrected it, it was way too bright. It was supposed to be in a shadow, and I kind of watch it, kind of like squinting to see what it looked like. Imagine a big, massive shadow with like little glistening reflections on it coming at you. And I can see that because it's not supposed to be a shadow. In the book is described as the closest thing the human mind can describe it as is being a giant spider, even though that's not right. So when you see it in sharp focus,
yeah,
but it's
also what an impossible climax to shoot especially with the budget I'm sure they had.
Well, and the constraints, and like we're going to ship the whole thing up to Canada where we're filming it, and we're going to unpack it and go, okay, that's one way of doing it.
And almost like,
but even in the book, it's like it's I don't even know if the book lands correctly, because it still says it as being a spider, and then the dimensional stuff, and then the turtle. It's Lovecraftian. It's too scary to acknowledge, to understand.
Yep.
It's hard to visualize it in the medium. It's kind of like the conceit of seeing it means that it's able to be seen. Right. It's like you don't want to have it be, I'm imagining it, unless you had everyone fighting something they can't see, and then maybe if it's invisible, but even that comes off as I can see that it's not there. It's one of those things. So my love for it isn't, but then again, the one thing I like to say with the 90 it versus later on it, with the CGI and stuff, not the poo-poo on CG, with the 90s, it's like, okay, this is what they've made, so they're trying to get across. It's how do they do it? Whereas later on, it's how do they think of it? Because anything they can think of, they can make.
Right.
I love the puppet, the spider, and I love the claymation for no reason. There's two claymation shots.
Yeah.
Stop motion animation. I hate saying claymation because that's like copyright. But when it's stop motion, the spider at the end goes out. That creeps me out. Like, it's something about that, Harryhausen, Jason and the Argonauts. If it was all like that, I would have loved it. Because then it would have been, this is magic. This is someone's all the work they put into it. And then when Pennywise comes up through the shower drain and it's stop motion, that always creeps me out.
It still creeps me out. It's still. I mean, that was something that really scared me when I was a kid, being afraid of drains and stuff because of this movie. And and a big part of it has to be that weird. It just suddenly it's stop motion and it looks good. It looks it's well done. But it is like
it's not
jarring.
distracting. It's not distracting. Like, that's stop motion.
Yeah,
it's like, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's what
like
in my mind, that's what it would look
happening.
like if it's. But I like how Pennywise is annoyed by it. Here, I'll fix that, and just opens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, I have no doubt in my mind that like Tim Curry would kill a kid, and I mean that with respect. There are bits in this one where he's like he's saying things. I'm going, does he know the cameras are on? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. We're rolling, Tim. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's my line? I'm going to kill you. Oh, well, lucky me. We got it. Yeah.
So funny.
It's just when he sells this so hard. I bet you. I mean, and it's weird because in the book, it's not Pennywise. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's the bad guy is it. That's why it's called it. It's not called Pennywise. At one point, he's the wolf man. At one point, he's the shark from Jaws. He's a giant bird. He's Dracula. All these things. Dracula. It's basically it is Stephen King. It was supposed to be his goodbye to horror books. He was going to start doing the serious drama. It's kind of like when Schwarzenegger said he was going to stop making action movies with True Lies. Okay. And then still made action movies for a long time. But this is his big love letter to horror movies. So you have the giant bird, you have Birds in General, you have the Mummy, which is in the miniseries. So it wasn't, and then the clown was just one more face of it. It was always going to be that what is this behind all this? What we're afraid of? It is what we're afraid of. It, and it was everything. And then the show, rightfully so, the guys that made it go, hey, is it Lawrence Cohen? I think was the name of the writer. And he wrote Carrie. He goes, we should have it be the character is this. The character is going to be Pennywise, and then everything else is kind of an offshoot. We'll have it be like he's like that's what he is. The new ones make a very big point about he's not. That's just his favorite persona. That's his favorite costume.
And it explains it in a really good way too in the show.
Yeah. Oh, that is top show. I love that. The whole yeah. Anyway, on the 90s show,
I know.
Let's just jump ahead and just discuss Derry for the whole month. But they knew that Tim Curry and the Pennywise was the money because that was the cover. Immediately the paperback comes out and it's Tim Curry and he's not like jumping out screaming. He's just kind of just looking bitter at you. Oh yeah, he'd kill a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you talk about it, I'm thinking about it right now. The way that Bill Skarsgård interacts with the kids is very just like, I'm a crazy person, and I just want you to be as completely uncomfortable as possible and scared, and I'm just having a great time. Tim Curry kind of gives the vibes that he hates these children. Like, he's just like, I want you to suffer because you deserve to suffer.
Yeah.
and also you're tasty.
Yeah, it's just is it Tim Curry or is it Pennywise?
Right.
Because I think Tim Curry hates children, which is weird because one of the first ones I saw him. I saw Annie, Clue, and everything else, but I mean, I still love him in Red October. He's like he's a good guy. He's a great good guy in Red October. But he still scares the living. He's not like Cyber Samurai or whatever one of his Power Ranger knockoff shows. He was a voice on one of those.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's been around. He always works. He's Treasure Island.
Oh yeah.
You know he killed a kid on that set. Come at me, Tim. Yeah. But Rocky Horror Picture Show, he scares the living crap out of me in that. And it's just you don't know what he's going to do, and it's not the movie or the script or what's going on. It's just you see this guy and you're going, he makes you uncomfortable. Like it's the clown thing. Going back to I ask you if you're afraid of clowns. Clowns, there's a fear of clowns that like it comes down to when their face, their emotion doesn't match the makeup, right? Sure. There was a Noxio the clown, it was like Cracked magazine, and it's kind of creepy. And I don't consider the Joker to be a clown. He's kind of the same thing. But there was a time where we're at the circus, like a class trip. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm not having like a confession or a breakthrough about terrible things happening. But we're but it's gonna sound like it. So we're in the bathroom. My entire, I think it was like 4th grade class, at the auditorium, and we're going. It's like a trough because the class is like that, and a clown comes in. And I'm hoping to God he worked there. He comes in, hey kids, and he pulls it out to go pee.
Yeah, and
so we're all sitting there, like it's we're 4th grade, and it's like almost like chest level with us, and this clown's clown.
This balloon animal.
Well, yeah. Well, it was half filled with air, but he just looks at all of us and he's kind of like he knows what we're thinking. Like, this is weird. And he goes, well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. and just looked at himself going like he realized he shouldn't have talked to us. And this is me now realizing he realized that's the wrong thing to say. And I'm just like, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to put this. I wasn't anything like a fear of he's going to do anything inappropriate.
Yeah.
I was just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Talking to this guy. And again, he should have probably not gone to the bathroom with a bunch of kids, but he's at circus and it's like, a matinee, if that's what you call it for the circus. Mm-hmm. What's he going to do? There's got to be a bathroom somewhere for performers, but he was probably working the room. But I'm still like, dude, just use a stall.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So half of the Tim Curry bugging me so much is when he's talking to kids and he's not joking around like, oh, hey boys and girls, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that clown. And every once in a while I forget about that for years. And then come up talking about it, I'm going, oh yeah, I hate clowns peeing. I'm not a fan. They should just not ever hydrate and never come near, 5 children.
Yeah. I wonder if that clown at any point, like in that scenario, forgot that he was dressed as a clown. You just like walking into a group full of kids.
What you think about it? So you're on the floor, you're working, he plays a clown voice because remember he was like a hobo clown, which is kind of like what Tim Curry's like the voice. But he's probably making balloons. He's probably giving the kids. He's tired of it because he's all sweaty and it's hot. And it's all the suit. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take 5 and go pee. Okay, all right. Hey guys, he probably thought he was filling us in like behind the curtain kind of thing.
Oh sure.
And we're all just going, I want to go home.
Right.
I just is that gonna spray me? Yeah, it's just.
I don't know. Have I ever told my clown story with the Russian clown?
I don't think so.
I don't remember if I told it on the podcast or not. But I don't know how old I was, but we went to a circus and they needed volunteers, and I was unlucky. I tried to look like the most disinterested child in the entire stadium, but like somehow I still got picked. And I was brought to the front in the main, ring or whatever. And the gimmick was like, there was like me and 3 other kids, and the clown would like do something, like he would like do a little dance, and then the kid would do a little dance like the same way. And then he went to the next kid and he'd do like some other gesture, and then that kid would do that same gesture. And I was the last kid, and he came up to me, and then he like was like pretending like he didn't know what the fourth gesture should be. So he like stood there and like was scratching his chin and like thinking and stuff. And I was supposed to then replicate that, but I wasn't in on the bit, and I was also terrified.
Yeah.
And suddenly this very thick accent comes out of this clown, and he goes, "Do what I do." And I was so scared. And I finally complied and then was sent on my way. But I thought about that moment for like the next 4 months nonstop. This is like Russian clown man yelling at me because I didn't pick up on the bit quick enough.
Right now he's somewhere going, that damn kid.
I know.
I had him in the palm of my hand, and then he comes by and he just, I don't know why he had to ruin it for me.
The whole show. Yeah, so that probably solidified my fear of clowns a little bit too.
I think that's a big part of mine too. I remember going to parades, small town parades, and someone's doing clowns, and you're not sure if it's someone from like a traveling thing or if it's a town person running around. But they're doing the bit, and I'm like going, I don't want to be part of this. I don't know. There's no, or a person like in a mascot costume, they're walking by and they're being all quiet, and like, there's a chicken show or something like that. And they walk by and they're just tapping on the head, and I'm going, that's assault. Don't touch me. It's called consent. You don't, chicken person, don't be over here, and then like I'm always afraid of getting sprayed in the face with water, like the seltzer bottle kind of thing, the old gimmicks,
Yeah. Clowns really aren't for this world anymore. No offense to any clowns out there. I'm sure there's maybe, just if you're a clown, maybe really start to think about consent and
who is it? There's someone who's an actor who's like actually trained in clown. Is it like Ed Helms? Something like that.
Oh, I'm not sure. Steve-O is.
Yeah, that tracks too. That makes sense. That's actually, we should go back to that. But I want to say it's someone who's trained, not in mime, because there's a whole show like the Galifianakis of the show about him being a mime, had to be a rodeo clown. Like the art of it is a real thing, and he's just mad, and they're mad at for ruining it. It was kind of, you'd be mad at John Wayne Gacy. Don't be mad at Tim Curry.
For sure.
Because there was a bunch of reasons, and then be mad at the Joker. I know the Joker was a big thing when it wasn't Jack Nicholson Joker, but later on they were mad about the clown. It might have been Heath Ledger.
Okay.
How dare you? There's killer clowns from outer space were meaner to clowns than any of the Jokers, because no one thinks of the Jokers being that.
Right.
Now you put Tim Curry in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. There's your movie right there.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
that's like it's a Rocky Horror Picture Show. You could throw all those together, just big pot. Because that's all. He's an alien in that too.
Hold on, I'm gonna sit here and just daydream. I need to get some gummies in me to watch that. But I think you're right that the clown's time. I'm not saying if you really. I knew a clown in college, card carrying member of the clown guild of Eastern Iowa.
I love that.
Super nice guy, and he did it for the right reason. And I knew he was a student, like a grad student, so he's probably got 5 years on me. I don't know why I'm wasting time thinking of his name, so I wouldn't want to say it out loud. But I knew he was a clown before he had actually ever saw him perform, right? And he talked highly of it, and he was like, how people don't like it. I remember he did mention the Tim Curry thing. How that kind of did some damage, and now people are afraid of us, but we're just trying to help out kids. And he's very earnest about it. Oh, that's kind of cool. And he would like but he was the kind of clown that he would get hired to do a parade. There's all paid gigs kind of thing. But he would get hired by a charity to go to hospitals, and he would do that on his own time for free too. So he's a good guy, and the heart's in the right place. And I always thought he's a good guy. He's doing the right thing. And then I saw him in the costume for like a homecoming parade at school, and he was a sad clown. And it's like, oh, this is not good. This is a sad clown. This is not. I need to give him a hug when he's done, but not in the costume, like the fake beard on kind of thing, and the smile. And he's a theater student, so he's overperforming it as he's supposed to. But I'm just like, but I know him in real life, and this is just a cry for help. And it's just looking back, I'm like, I also remember talking to him. It was like I knew he was a clown, and he liked guns.
Oh,
and he would describe the kind of guns that were for like a stage class, and then putting it by itself. We're in the Midwest. He likes guns. We're in a stage combat class. Totally fine. He's a sad clown. I'm going to go away now. I'm going to go hide. I'm going to get 911 on speed dial.
That's an upsetting combination.
No, it's like a little bit. You don't mix, like was it sodium and water? It explodes. It's by itself. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay. Wherever he's at. Hope he's doing
me too.
good.
You should check in on him. And
yeah, I'm afraid to. I don't want to have any sort of like link. I don't want to any data trail.
Glass.
Exactly what it'd be.
I think clowns will have the last laugh though, because I can't imagine AI taking over the clown industry. I think they're gonna be all right.
So we're all going to be like applying for clown college, because at least that's an actual growth industry.
Right. Some job security there. Bringing it back to the miniseries though, I kind of want to gush about some of my favorite scenes, because
please
they do stick with you. The mummy coming down the stairs, I think, is really, really scary. I think that's like genuinely a very well shot scene. I think really any time that it's just like a one-on-one encounter with it and he's just like being spooky for whatever reason. And I know there's complaints. People are like, oh, he plays with his food too much. Like, why did he let Richie escape from the basement and you know things like that? And it's like, I can easily feel okay about it with like just the knowledge of, the more afraid that they are, the better they taste. And I think he probably there are kids that he's just like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna scare the shit out of this kid and then eat him. Yeah. But then also I want to like have a really nice meal in 3 days, so let me just mess with these.
Yeah, but if I can scare him now and eat, or I can traumatize him now and he'll put him into a coma.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can eat him for a week, kind of thing. Right. I always thought he was eating the fear off of them, so it wasn't so much just the meat. It was like the fear that they exude. And when you get them to a point where they can't be any more afraid, then he eats them for the nutrients.
Okay,
for the
protein. Read too.
Yeah. I think that's a book thing. I think that was like I think it was one of the adult losers theory about it.
Okay.
I think I'm not that smart to come up with that one. No, I love how much work they put into the vignettes. Like the mummy costume is great. I love the werewolf costume. Could be a whole movie by itself. I know they're riffing on Michael Landon's werewolf, because of the movie they see in the theater. Mm-hmm. That's a great Wolfman, Oh yeah,
I love the way they incorporate the Pennywise costume into those outfits as well. Or a couple times, because when Ben sees his dad, there's like at first it's just his dad in a military uniform, and then it's his dad in a military uniform with the pom poms on.
Pom poms,
yeah, and then he just slowly kind of transforms. I love all that stuff. There's so much like just really fun ideas that they had. Mm-hmm. Like the playing cards, all having.
Pennywise. Oh, I love the playing cards. I want those cards. Yeah. Someone's got to be printing those up. Just give me a deck of the Pennywise playing cards.
Yeah. I feel like when I was younger, I hated those moments in this movie where everything kind of slows down and like there's just like cheery music playing in the background and they're having like a good time building the fort or like as adults riding around the bikes. Now I love those moments so much because it's just so like. It's just such a part of the spirit of this movie is like the scene where they're yucking it up at the Chinese restaurant before.
Oh, that's yeah.
And just that,
I love that. That's my scene. That's the one where as a kid it was whenever Tim Curry pops up, or it was the Georgie bit at the beginning was like the scene. And now as an adult, it's like it's the Chinese restaurant. It's the family. It's the class reunion. People actually want to be there. And they're joking around, and then they all walk in. That's where people that knock Harry Anderson's performance. I love when he walks in and he tries to leave, and then he just turns it on. And he's performing. And he's just spectruming it up. And he's just telling the jokes and stuff. And they're not great jokes, but he is just he's performing for his friends, and that's the most where I see him and Seth Green as the same bit.
Yeah,
talking about the food, and then I love when they. And the interesting thing about it is when they. And that's an acting challenge. The adults have to do, the kids don't have to do. That when you leave Derry, and they mention that in every iteration of it, when you leave the town of Derry, you begin to forget stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's something about the whatever it is, as like a camouflage thing, it makes you forget things. Maybe if he ever actually dies for real, the whole town will go, "Oh, what did I do?" But the adults, they have forgotten what's going on. And so when they get called, Mike Hanlon never leaves. He's a librarian. He calls them back in. And then once they get to, they go, oh, I remember this. So all those actors have to have a scene, and one's kind of someone they pass out and faint. But I mean, most of them are like they're remembering this stuff, and they have to act like, oh, I have an asthma attack because I remember when he bit my arm, kind of stuff.
And what's cool about this, and this is something that I think those match cuts where like they're tugging on their ear and stuff, it does kind of work. Is it almost feels like the 20, or I guess 30 in this version, 30 years that happens between them leaving and that exact moment almost like collapses in on itself, and it's like they've just become children again, and like
they regress back to that. That does make sense.
Yeah. It feels really like it's, I don't know, yeah, it maybe not on the level of like entirely, but like their ability to feel fear like maxes out back to where it was when they were kids, at least. And I don't know, it's really cool. I like those moments where it's like and it's good acting too, like you said. Where it's like, oh, it all comes back to them. I like that. I just like that mechanic a lot. Like the idea of like you leave your childhood home and you forget about all the traumatic stuff you went through.
Yeah. That's probably a King thing going. He has the ability to remember that kind of stuff because he's always reliving it. Maybe he's trying to make a statement that the more you relive it, the more it's not gone, you know?
Yeah.
And that is where the older you get, you start, I hadn't thought about the urine trough clown in a long time.
Yeah.
Like in 10 years. And now I'm like, oh, it's right back. It's where I was standing. He was to my right, like one person between. I remember all that kind of stuff. The spatter. No. Yeah, there's more to this than just the killer clown in the book too. It is. I'm curious. And there's a bit, okay. And this is something I was not going to bring up until later on, but it's something that the book has that is not in the miniseries blatantly. And I don't remember. I haven't gotten to. We're in the like the 2/3 of chapter 1 of rewatching it. There's a scene in the book, and people always call it like the orgy scene, and it's not an orgy scene. The kids in the book, and I'm not being delicate to not talk about it. I'm being delicate to like not ruin any kind of like a spoiler kind of thing, or to poo-poo the novel. They're lost in the tunnels after killing the Pennywise after killing it. And they can't get out, and then they're trapped, and they realize that their childhood has to, and it's kind of like King being very heady, saying our childhood ends here. What breaks up childhood to being an adult is not being a virgin anymore. When you've had sex, you're now an adult. You go forth. That
purity.
You've lost the purity. So maybe like that's what's keeping them trapped in the tunnels. And I could be reading it wrong because it's been a long time since I read the book. So the weird people, oh, it's that weird sex scene. It's the orgy. It's not a kid orgy. They're not. There's no baby oil. They're not doing anything really gross. They all kind of like they all. It's not, and it's not explicit. There's nothing descriptive as far as like nothing's engorged in the book. You know, and no one's like I don't want to even say what it's not because maybe I'm missing a line, but they all have sex with Bev. And I don't know what it's about King.
Yeah, it's done in a perspective of like it's not meant to be anything other than like these children literally just growing up in the moment, and it's told from, is it told from whose perspective is it from?
I can't remember.
I can't either. It might have been Bev's. I don't know. I can't remember it's been a long time since I read that book.
I don't think it was Bev's. I remember someone saying that they were worried about her during it, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm trying to remember who's still alive, but it could have been in a less dramatic thing, and maybe nowadays, and it being very, very delicate, it'd be okay. Then we all paid taxes. Then we all got our first, our balls dropped. We got a hair in our face. Whatever it was. They're trying to. They're grown, no longer innocent. And it's always like mocked people that haven't read it. I remember when I read the first as a kid, I remember being very sad about it because it was like, oh, they're all grown up now and they're going to start missing out on certain things. It's kind of like when you're too old to play certain toys, which again, it's probably a very heavy-handed way King did it, where it could have been they all forgot something or they all learned about Santa Claus. It could have been, we know Santa Claus isn't real or something, but the kid's a little bit younger.
Sure.
In the 90s version, there's one bit, Dennis Christopher, who's my brain just turned off, who's playing Eddie, young Eddie.
Okay.
He confesses to Harry Anderson and the adults that he's a virgin. Mm-hmm. And the idea, and there's a joke in there. They can say, okay, we can't help you with that. And it's meant to be a bonding thing. And I've done the one documentary about it. They talk about it. And it's how it's supposed to be that he's never loved anyone else, and how he's kind of like he's trapped here, but he's trying to bear his biggest most embarrassed by his biggest secret to his friends. That he's a virgin. But I always thought that was kind of put on the TV version, the miniseries, to say okay, that didn't happen.
Oh,
If,
sure.
if Eddie's a virgin, that means that scene doesn't happen. We're not going to do this for Standards. It's almost like Standards was watching for that scene to pop up.
Yeah.
And by saying Eddie's a virgin, it means that's not in our version. I can't remember what the 2017 version iteration has like that.
I think don't they all like kiss each other?
I think it's a kid, and I think the 90s version, the miniseries, they all take a puff off of Eddie's inhaler, and I think that's kind of the same thing, but it's also that's getting ready for battle, not afterwards. So, but it's like it might as well have been a communion of sorts, you know.
Yeah,
I need to read this again. I have the audiobook because I'm old and busy, and I have to have something to do when I'm doing dishes. I need to get the audiobook. Still never read it.
No, yeah, that's how I read it, was through the audiobook.
Yeah, it's only 40 hours. I have plenty of time. But it's those kind of bits that make this more than just it's a scary clown movie. You know, I mean, I enjoy a good scary clown. I mean, Clown in the Cornfield, it's a movie about clowns. I mean, it's a good hour and a half. You know,
sure.
But this has got more to say, and it's just one of those ones. It has legs to it. I wonder how long this is gonna be remembered. Kind of like The Stand and The Shining are probably his biggest books. But I wonder if it will be in 50 years, 100 years, people will be talking about it, or is it too dated, stuck in the 50s and stuck in the 80s? It's hard to say that.
Yeah, well, I think they can just keep updating it like they did with the 2017 version. That instead of having it set in the 60s, they did it in the 80s or whenever it was supposed to be. But yeah, I think that this will probably it just feels so like the story of it and like the themes of it and stuff are so relatable to everybody. I feel like this must be his like biggest contribution to like media in general is it. Or The Shining. Obviously The Shining is gonna always be Kubrick's The Shining, but I don't know, it just like you said, it has legs. It has it's about so much. It's about growing up and trauma and abuse in a lot of situations, and then even oppression, racism, all that's in there. It's a massive book, but it's not bloated by any means. It just covers so much, and it covers so many themes, and it does it so well, and everything's so intertwined. And it's just, it really is just, it's like the experience of growing up in like a small town, I guess. It's incredible. And I'm excited to talk about it even more with these iterations coming up and stuff.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we need to record Welcome to Derry's episode like right now, just because I'm so ready to talk about it. But
I want to redigest where it ends up, because we were watching Welcome to Derry. Mm-hmm. Well, how does it line up with the movies? And I'm like, I think it probably works.
Yeah,
it has to work because the same guy's making it. But I'm still like, yeah. But I know that after Derry, it makes me really like Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. Oh yeah, not like I didn't like it before, but I'm going, he does so much in that.
Yeah, they give him a lot of room to play too in that show.
There's so much heart in that thing.
I'm excited too because I watched. Me and Becky watched the first half together, and then I was like, I gotta finish it. I want to finish it before we start recording this, just so I have the full context.
Yeah.
So I had to watch the second half without her, but I'm gonna go back and rewatch it with her too. So, I'm just so excited to talk about it. But next week we're going to be talking about.
One last thing. I was going to say this as far as where Pennywise falls in my family. This is 2026, like 9 years ago. That puts my kid at like 12 or 13, and we're at a restaurant. Thomas, my kid, who's now he's loud as just balls. He's loud as balls. He used to be a quiet kid. I don't know what happened to him. He realized it didn't matter. He just stopped giving two shits. He's great. We're at a restaurant. It was a very, very niche place. It was a gluten-free burger place, right? That unfortunately couldn't survive. You know, it's one of those kind of places. But the guy that runs it, he's a talker. He was walking out talking to us. Thomas had on a Skarsgård Pennywise shirt because that's what Goodwill had, or I don't even know, because he likes it. My kid's twisted. You know, it's genetic. So he's got the Skarsgård shirt on, and Thomas is all quiet. This guy's like 6'3", he's a sports guy. hey, that's a great shirt. You know, that was a movie first before the new one. Like he's just trying to like, learn my kid. And
Sure.
Thomas kind of looks up and goes, it's actually a TV miniseries with Tim Curry. Like he just like mansplained the adult who was trying to like just slap him. He was trying to like be the clown being next to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was a miniseries first actually on ABC. It was in 1999. And the guy just kind of just walks away.
That's incredible.
And I'm like, Thomas, that was awesome. Always
proud.
do that. Yeah. I was the just beaming of like, first of all, the jock trying to tell you how to do it. No, Thomas, like, no, listen here, kid. Mic drop.
Yeah.
It was not a movie. It was like it was actually on VHS. It's cut into one version, but still, it's a 2-part miniseries. Yeah. Anyway, yes, as you were saying before, I had to beam some more about my kid.
No, it's all good. Yeah. So next week we're gonna be talking about the 2017, right? 2017.
Right.
Just
Yep.
feels so wrong to me that is almost. It's been 9 years now since that came out. I guess it'll be 9 years in September because I remember that was a September release because I think I went to it on my birthday.
Okay.
That's the only reason I remember that.
But I remember someone saying it made so much money because it was a Halloween, it was early Halloween, so it could play all the third season. I'm going, it made money because it freaking rocked. Okay.
It was so good. And I'm so excited to talk about it, especially because I'll save it. I'll save the juice.
I'm sitting here trying to hold back my Bill Hader love.
Oh yeah.
That's 2 weeks to wait now. So.
Yep. But yeah. What else? Something. I think does that cover everything?
The Tim Curry rocks.
Yeah.
No matter what he's in, he's going to be the greatest thing ever. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember just the fear that guy is going to eat my face. And I don't even. And the thing is, again, so good that when he has the fake teeth in, I don't like it. Don't like the spider. Don't like the monster hands.
Yeah.
I don't like when half his face is melting away. Doesn't matter when he's just sitting there looking at you, and he's doing the making fun. And again, as a stutterer, I should hate him because he makes fun of Bill Stutter, but I still think it's the greatest thing ever. It's just a little bit of magic. It's like one of those things where, it is. It's King knew what he was doing, and he was speaking from a place. And I know it's about generational trauma. It's about it's about so many things, but it knows, okay, here's the lesson. I'm going to make this palatable. Here's the sugar.
Yeah.
Spoonful of sugar is going to be a child killing clown.
Yeah.
And that's why we're all still talking about it.
What's the line he says? Is it, you have Prince Albert in the can? Well, you better let him out.
Yeah.
With the little noisemaker. I love that. That is like probably, as someone who said that like the first half of the movie I think is better than the second half, that scene happens in the second half and is probably my favorite part of the entire thing.
When he's messing with the adults, because like when he's anyone can be mean to kids. I mean, you love doing that, I can tell. But when he's messing with the adults and they're just peeing themselves.
Yeah. Like
with the balloons that pop. I love the bit when in that same scene in the library when the balloons are floating out and they pop in people's faces.
The blood.
I watch it, right? And you kind of watch it as a filmmaker or as a film student. And you're watching it pop, and then it's like, and I love the fact that like it was done digitally, it would just pop it and you cover the blood, it wouldn't matter. But you're watching it, like the first guy doesn't flinch.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the last guy, when Harry Anderson gets the balloon pop, it's a trick. It's 2 shots, so when it pops, he's supposed to flinch because he's one of the guys that sees it. Yeah. But there's the one that when it pops and it flinches, I'm like, then it makes me go, they're all awesome. If you put a balloon in my face not filled with blood. Yeah. And tell me we're gonna pop in 3 seconds. I'm doing this.
100%.
I'm gonna don't do it. Just whatever you do. Well, your job is you're playing the part of guy with balloons face. I quit. But the fact that they even the little flinch makes it real, and that's why it's so much scary. If it had just been a digital balloon, but yeah, it's just I'm gonna watch it again. I watched it 2 days ago. I'm gonna go watch it again now.
Yeah.
All the kids talking about it. So yeah. Anyway, so yes, next up we're gonna be watching the 2017. And it's weird that it is. That movie begat for me the entire internet and all podcasts, because every horror podcast I watch or listen to, they're kind of like, it's kind of like it came out and they kind of like the Losers Club, Kingcast. They all kind of got the start because the 2017 it galvanized the world. Stephen King's awesome. So let's all discuss it. We want to talk about it. There's so much to talk about.
It was a massive wave.
Oh, but it was this huge thing. Everyone had an opinion on it, and it was mostly loved. But even people that didn't like it still wanted to talk about it because there's so much there to discuss. Because you compare the two, what the book is, why is it scary? There's so many questions to it, and then the pandemic happens, so that everyone legally had to have a podcast. So to me, it's like being 9 years ago means that the it's like, oh, that seems like much more recent than 9 years ago. It should be like, it's like 3, 4. No, it's almost a decade.
Yeah, it's really wild. I also feel like a lot of big horror movies that have come out since can kind of owe it to it as well. The 2017 one, I think it really just reignited this love for horror in general.
But you could have an R-rated horror movie because I mean,
exactly.
PG-13. It just like they knew. Oh, I bet you there was a talk. Okay, it'll be PG-13, so we make more money. And they're going, well, we're killing kids. Well, can you not kill kids? No, it's literally
it's kind of our thing.
If Tim Curry can do it, we can do it too. So, oh yeah. Anyway, as you're saying, I'm keep cutting you off.
No, you're good. I want to talk about this all day as well. So I feel you. But for now, if you have any opinions that you want to express about it, about anything we've talked about in the past, go ahead and hit us up on our socials, TDMMVI pod. Pretty much everywhere on the bottom of your screen, you can see where we're at. If you want to talk to us directly, you can email us at tdmmvipod@gmail.com. Let us know how this movie traumatized you, what your favorite scenes are, things like that.
And when you first saw it, and what was your first? Yes. Do clowns scare you? Are clowns scary?
Yeah, which order?
And were you and do you think Tim Curry's probably killed somebody? That's what I want to know. I want to hear from his lawyers.
Yeah, let us know.
So my name is Jesse Spitzer.
So we can tell the police if we
exactly. Yeah. We want to be character witnesses. Anyway, yeah.
Well, yeah. Until next time, I'm Jesse Spitzer,
and I'm J.R. Lees,
and this has been The Devil Made Me View It. Thank you for watching.
All right, thanks, guys.